Hey,
Heyo!
hello everyone.
What's up?
Hello.
Finally.
After many,
Finally,
many days of speculating and trying to get this thing to work. Yeah.
Yep. The
first
boys are
Blake
back in
stream.
town, I'd say.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Back at it again on the live stream, talking about all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, good time. Good times for a lot of good shows coming out recently, actually. We got three main topics, I guess: Andor, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, or House of the
Indeed.
Dragons. I mean,
Yes.
Yep.
I think we're pretty much all excited about most titles. So yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andor's been great so far.
Yeah, obviously that's the main one, I guess. We should jump into that.
Yeah.
Andor, yeah.
Andor.
Yeah. First
What
off,
do you
what does
think?
everybody think? I guess, right?
Yeah.
Strike?
I very much enjoyed everything so far about Andor. All three episodes. Boba has also been enjoying the episode. Yes. It is
Yes,
Boba too.
thumbs up. Good, good.
Yes. No, I've really enjoyed the episode so far. I'm gonna probably talk about more stuff when we get into the finer details of the stuff. But yeah, no, really kind of. I was already looking forward to Andor, like everything that was sort of talked about by the director about how the approach was for the show. I was very much excited, and it definitely did not disappoint in the areas of taking itself serious and really, I don't know, catching the feel for Star Wars for me personally.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. The general
Yeah,
atmosphere I felt was really well done so far. There's like so much to look at in the show. Little hidden Easter eggs throughout, I felt.
yeah, me
Yeah.
myself too. I enjoyed it very much. Didn't really know what to expect in the beginning at all going into Andor. I mean, I was excited straight from the bed pretty much because of Rogue One. But yeah, I mean, starts off real dark and nasty, which was great. It was like straight into it. They got me. So hell yeah.
Yep.
Aiden?
It's good. Really enjoyable.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's good.
I don't know what else to
Average?
say. It's good.
I thought it was great, dude. The actors did a wonderful performance. I'm really enjoying the tone of the show so far. It's very unique compared to everything we've gotten. I think it's great.
It's like
Oh,
Blade
yeah.
Runner.
It's a different vibe of
Mhm.
Star Wars, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
That's
Yeah.
what's so interesting about it. Opening it up to a different side of the galaxy that we haven't seen before. Or at least that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
And I feel like like a specific, I mean, apart from the fact that it really started out just having a serious tone, I love the music and the intro also. It just feels
The
very-
violins in the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The music is
Oh,
and
Yeah.
the music in general is very good.
Mhm.
It's being used very tastefully and very impactful to increase the value of the what you see. It kind of really like the sound design in general is very well done, and
I agree.
yeah.
and let's say hello to people in the chat real quick because
hell
some
yeah.
people can't be on the panel. Nick, what is up, a fellow clickster?
Nick,
or
what's up,
whatever
man?
you-
Yo.
Yeah, no, let's not make
Said
that a
Nick.
thing. Blue, what is up?
We got Blue. Nice.
Nick again blaming us. Hey, come on.
And then there's you.
And then
Yeah.
there's you. Yes.
And me.
What am I doing here? Hello to everyone in the chat.
Our vast numbers have grown.
Have grown, yeah. Yeah, I'm sharing the stream right now and while we're talking in other discords.
Yeah, we were a little unprepared, I guess, coming all into
Yeah.
this, but hey,
Very spontaneous as
every
usual.
first time is, so
Yep. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll just go into more detail. Maybe start with episode 1 and
Yes.
kind of how it all started. Arjun, do you want to kick it off?
Well, first off, I want to say when it starts, like we start off in a vibe of Star Wars that we haven't really seen too much. I guess back alley, we all know that was prostitutes up in those freaking windows and the bar where he goes to, which is an interesting side that we don't always get to see. Then already the conversation that they have in the beginning in that how in that bar, what do you want to call it? Between the woman and Cassian is already interesting. Like the sister gets mentioned, and you're like, "Oh, that's interesting." Go right into it, and then obviously it leads into that confrontation on the streets with the two guys, which is that did it for me. It's like, damn, we're going into it rough.
I feel like that was like the scene where in my mind I was like, "This is the moment when I was like, yes, this is different." From
exactly
Disney Star Wars shows we've seen so far. Like that
Usually
the moment he pulled the trigger was like that is
setting the tone of the show.
Different.
Yeah, I think the great moments was also
to Mr. Book of Boo Boo
yes,
not shooting someone that definitely deserves it. And
oh, you mean the person sitting next to you?
No, that's Mandalorian Book of
that's the good one.
Especially wrong, then I'm gonna get like sweep or something. Oh, no.
The conversation between them too, when obviously he punches the first guy out and he dies on the floor, and then once his friend realizes that he's gone, and it's just the two of them, you can feel him backpedaling and going like, we can go to the station together and maybe we can figure something out. And that was just then, and the moment you see Cassian think about it, and it's just nah, and he just shoots the guy. It's that is,
and I love the fact how human the approach is to those situations, because like obviously like there's the fight or like the sort of like the assholes that are like these security guards who think they can do anything and get away with it and mess with the wrong dude, and then
which they usually can, I guess, but this time
because they can usually but then the one dude like sort of like getting pushed into the wall and actually dying, and like his buddy actually like first trying to get him up and then is like realizing, oh, he's dead, and like really like he's dead, and like also Andor being like, oh, he's faking, like sort of like himself not realizing like maybe how hard he pushed him or something, but then like sort of realizing himself like, I just killed someone and there is a witness, and then the guy himself sort of on the ground realizing like, I'm a witness.
This man is gonna kill me.
He fell and hit his head. Like I didn't like
it was a great turnaround in the scene, for sure.
Great acting.
Really good.
Great acting.
Yes, really good.
Hey,
for sure.
I saw the
Hello, welcome.
episodes, and boy, was it good. I couldn't agree more.
Yes, we are all in agreement here.
Sounds great. I was immediately click the subscribe button. Hey, that's what we want. So thank you
good, welcome. So
that officer is definitely toasted.
Yeah, he's not coming back from that one.
Then leading further in the episode, I mean, Aiden, average 4. You got anything to say picking from there?
At the beginning, when they were starting to pick on him in the bar, it was kind of like, no, you're starting to bark at the wrong tree, dudes.
Yeah.
And then when he left and they started following, I was just like, nah, you guys are toast. Because he doesn't want anybody to know that he was there.
Yeah.
And they were pushing it. He was like trying to end it, peacefully, even though he was probably didn't have the credits on him anyways. But it was still
but he and don't forget that he got hits in the back of the head before he does anything, so that basically states that he's not out to hurt people. He just get pushed to the edge to the point where it's like this.
Well,
if you're gonna do it, we're gonna do it.
I will say he was lying at some point though, because he didn't have 300 credits.
No, he definitely
exactly.
First he says it's in my, like, he specifically says it's in that one pocket. And then the other guy grabs in that pocket, and then he's like, no, the other one. So he was he was so lying just to get them closer, so he would have a chance of fighting.
Okay, so that switches up things. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but
he was ready for it already.
I was catching that on the second watch through. But
I see. Yeah.
No, but it
awesome.
just also like kind of adds like because. Yeah, I think in like a sort of scummy like security system like that one, I wouldn't necessarily trust these kinds of officers to just leave either.
No.
So
no, especially if you see in a city like that where we're it's probably not such a nice place.
Yeah, he was drawing them in like more.
Yep, exactly. You drew them.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna dip out for a second. Let me back in.
Okay.
All right.
To be in melee range. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I didn't realize that. That's awesome, actually. So yeah, he was intent on.
He was.
Well, maybe not getting rid of these guys, but getting ready for a fight straight away, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or well, I mean, he was aware they had a blaster, so at any like farther range than close range, it would have been an issue. And that's the other thing I love. Like, because I mean, in that scene, you have like a close up on Andor himself, and like everything else behind him is blurry, and it's purely you realize that there is someone else or two people because of the sound design and obviously the voices. But then like things like the sound design with the one drawing the blaster and then like loading it up with like that humming sound of like vroom, like, really nicely done. Like the sound design in general in all of 3 episodes has been so good, like especially coming from like things like Book of Boba and even Kenobi.
And I mean Kenobi. I mean I think we can all agree that the sounds and the music in Kenobi was not what we expected it to be.
Yeah,
which was quite
cheap. It sounded
so.
Cheap.
So it's nice to see this series like hit off straight away with good music, sound effects, which is great. Yeah.
And I like because like in the intro, obviously there's that like sort of iconic music now for the Andor show, and like sort of kind of noticed
it's sad, man.
Kind of
the intro
evolve out of that main theme, and it always like usually comes back to that melody of that main theme, which I like. It kind of binds everything together and makes it feel like just like connected.
Well, continuing on from that, I think we go to he goes home, right? We get to see the droid for the first time.
Yep.
Probably all got something to say about the droid, I guess. I mean, I love it personally.
Yeah,
I think also they aced the humor in this show in terms of talking about Disney, Star Wars. That was sometimes an issue, too much humor. And I think that they did very well in this one.
It's very on par with K2, I feel like. Like, it's different, but it's similar. And it works.
It's nice.
I think it works well because there's a real contrast.
Yeah.
Because you have humor. And then immediately after you have him, like, it goes very dark really quickly.
Yeah, like literally.
Yeah, it's not like constantly humorous like a Marvel show. Exactly. He's not cracking one-liners like in a Marvel show.
No, exactly. And that's what we're, and that is not what we need, and it's exactly not what we got.
The cinematography really, like, just going back to this one, cinematography really has been great. By far, hands down, the best of all the Disney Plus shows so far in terms of Star Wars.
This is the best lit Star Wars show. The lighting's perfect.
Yeah, it looks real nice.
The color grading has just, because the other ones have just been very like either like made everything look like sort of plasticky. And I mean,
volume
props just look very clean.
Yeah, I don't know if we should get into that whole argument, but yes, obviously this was not done in the volume, and the others were, and that is you can see it for sure.
Yep, you can definitely see it. No, it's really nice. I'd say like I mean, the next scene that I thought was really nice and interesting was the chief inspector and the I don't remember his name, but like the sort of I guess lieutenant dude or whatever.
I know what you mean. I think we're skipping one scene where he goes to his friend though, which was interesting.
Right.
On the mines or the junkyard where he works, trying to cover up his tracks basically. You can see that straight from the bed. You can see that these people are close because he's basically asking him to lie for him. in a quite funny way again too.
He came over my place. We had an argument.
Yeah.
The way he said something I didn't like, I punched you or something.
Good.
And they made sure, like, once they kind of agreed on how it was going to go, they made sure to shout it out real loud to each other so other people heard.
These guys that they lie for each other all the time. So they
yes,
just automatically
exactly.
come up with an in-depth lie.
Yeah. So
and
leading up to that strike, for sure, definitely the scene that you mentioned is the officers, which leads us to a whole other fraction of people, right? Which is also very interesting. I keep saying interesting, because we can see early Empire fractions, fractions that are there but are working with early Empire, and seeing how they side with them or not side with them is very interested, and how they
also get to see the fact that there's not stormtroopers everywhere. That stormtroopers technically are a bit higher up. This is just like local security.
Exactly. Yes.
Like interplanetary system
government. Can we just point out the fact that one of those security guards was the first guy ever in Star Wars to say shit?
Yep.
I've heard that. Yeah, actually, nice.
I didn't even notice it at first. So like,
that's how well it was blended in.
Yep. So that just goes to show how
exactly
how it works. But yeah, I mean, I really like the police force. It just shows that, I mean, realistically, the Empire would not be able to occupy every planet in the galaxy. So they do rely on these like local like security forces that enforce the Imperial's like morale / rules, but kind of get that free space of not having stormtroopers running around everywhere. But that like comes to show with the next scene with the chief inspector, which I love so much, is that like the dude is like, or like the younger dude is like, yeah, like I can like get this crime solved in like a week or something, and he's like, stop, like I'm literally about to go to a meeting with Imperial officers to tell them that our crime rate is acceptable, so they don't need to send their own forces here to make sure everything's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
They died in an accident.
I can't believe this. 2 officers were like, hold on. No, that's not what happened. They kind of just got into a little scuffle. So things happened. And it's really, we don't need to really talk about that.
And it's so classic too, right? Because you got the rookie who wants to do everything by the book, and he's like, "This is not, we cannot accept this." And exactly. And other guys like, let's just put that to the side and go to this meeting and make sure everything's good.
I don't know what you're talking about, but they killed each other.
Yeah, he was like, bury this. You don't want questions.
I like how shady the show is.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a good way.
I wouldn't want the Empire breathing down my neck because these two fools were in a place they weren't supposed to be. What's that?
Don't worry about it. Absolutely not. It makes perfect sense that you would like align yourself with the Empire, but in a way that you are not under like immediate
up your ass 24/7
control.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes perfect sense. And then like the rookie sort of shooting sideways, like as soon as the chief inspector leaves, he's like, nah, I'm gonna prove myself. I'm gonna.
He's going straight for it anyway.
He's thinking promotion.
Yeah, right. Like for glory and all that stuff.
He's thinking if he does this, he can get a promotion to the Empire.
Yep. But later on, it definitely is evolving into probably more than a demotion. It's probably not going to remain as that.
No, he might be sent to an ice planet, or
like the equivalent of Siberia.
You want to go? Yeah, I feel like he's the main guy who's gonna go after Cassian, though. Like, don't you think? In the rest of the season coming up.
I mean, I hope he does.
I hope so too.
Really enjoyable character. Kyle Solar did a great performance.
Oh, great! Yeah.
Yeah. Brings up
Pretty
the
good.
ethical debate of if those in the corpos are good or bad. Could be regular citizens, but could also be vindicative assholes.
Vindictive.
Vindictive.
Vindictive, yeah.
Assholes.
Yeah, vindictive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Kind
we're
of.
talking about the police force, right? I mean, I guess it's 50-50 because as we clearly see later on in probably the second episode, I mean, it mixes all up for me 1, 2, and 3 because we watched it in a row.
Yeah.
But we can see the other agents coming in, which are like real hard asses, and they're like, okay, let's slam this shit down and get ready. And on the other side, you have the people that are already working there. They were probably not of that mindset because otherwise that stuff would have already happened.
Yeah. Yeah, and with the security force, you also had like two different sides of it. Like you had like, for instance, like the one dude that was like really scared, like as soon as like all the citizens started smacking everything when they were in town. And there were also those that were literally like, yeah, civilians, never heard of it. Shoot everyone, like.
Well, yeah, that brings us to characters like what was her name again? Biggs, right?
Yeah.
And the other guy that hangs out around her.
Creepy dude.
The creepy dude, yes, exactly. Which already served his purpose, I guess.
What's up?
To show, hey, what's up, Grit?
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, he's his arc kind of ended.
Yeah. In a quite sudden way too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His
But,
arc was blasted into oblivion.
Yeah, kind of. I'm gonna click through the episodes real quick to see what else is probably worth talking about.
Yeah.
Costumes also really good so far.
yeah.
No, they look
Yeah.
Looking good, yeah.
The acting is really good too. Like nobody feels
Yeah.
like they're overacting or acting out of place. It just feels
Yeah.
crisp.
Yep.
The dialogue, the way the dialogue is being thrown, it's really. I like the.
Feels real.
Yeah, it feels like they're real people talking to each other instead of just
It's not like
reading
they're giving
lines.
context to every conversation every 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also like from the filmmaking standpoint, I feel like they're doing a really good job at blending in the current timeline and then his like childhood timeline.
Oh,
Yeah, we haven't even touched on that. Yeah, the
way it's been
flashbacks.
Yeah, we haven't even
and
talked
like
about that.
intertwined into the main story is very
Alright, guys.
fluent, very
Okay.
crisp. It is very just easy to watch along.
Mhm.
Even though like in the
Hope you have a good day at work.
back then timeline,
appreciate
there
it.
has not been that much that has happened yet, but it's been really
Good
done
match.
great so far.
Yeah, and I think also the thing between the transitions with the flashbacks is when we see like the timing between the flashbacks and the scenes with Marva Andor, like that we see when it's like now. It's great.
All right, take care, guys. Hope you have a
Take
good
care,
rest of
man.
your day.
Let's have a good day.
Oh,
Later.
Hell yeah, Andor's dope.
Yeah, Andor's been pretty good
Yes.
so far. I'm enjoying it a lot just for the 3 episodes that we have. They're actually long episodes too.
Yeah.
Pretty long, pretty normal.
for-
I
already.
mean,
Star
they're
Wars.
like a
Not
bit
too
above
long, but
the
not
Star
too
Wars
short.
average, I'd say.
40 minutes.
Yeah, they're not like short, like 20-minute episodes, and then
They
they're
don't
being told they're
feel
going to be
short,
40
which
minutes.
is also good.
They
They're
don't feel short.
not a
No.
lot longer than like Mando, but they don't feel short. Some
No.
of the stuff in the past has felt short sometimes. And that's not because the episode is boring.
No.
But yeah, no, it really does feel short. Boba's Boba.
Yeah. How can you even ask that?
Who is Boba?
Hey, I got the real Boba.
If you never seen the helmet?
You've never seen.
It's kind of iconic.
Okay, so yeah, back on track. Let's see what we got.
Andor.
Let's
Let's talk about, because there's not that much that happens there, about the childhood timeline.
Yeah. Interesting though.
Yep.
Total primitive. Like
Yeah.
doesn't even know what technology is at that point, I guess.
Right. but I think at this point we've all kind of at least like sort of we're thinking to ourselves that it is probably more likely that they did not grow, or like they were not born on this planet where we see them,
No. Yeah.
but they were like sort of they either like they probably crashed, honestly, because or like something happened, because like there are no adults. If they would have grown up there, you would think there would be adults.
That was a thing actually that stood out too. Like first thing, a lot of us said straight away was like Peter Pan, because it's all kids
Yeah.
there in the jungle. It's like, yeah. I mean, we probably get that explained why that is, why there's no parents there or whatever, because that is a strange thing. Just a bunch of kids living in the forest, pretty much.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean there isn't too much going on. I mean they sort of got their own like sort of bonding and like sort of like, I don't know, fun gang stuff going on, I guess, with like the markings and stuff. But
Yeah.
but then they see that freighter crashing down and decide to go scavenge, I guess. And I mean they arrive at the crash site, and there's like you can't really see the entire ship. It's just like that middle
Yeah, you
part.
can see. Yeah, exactly.
But there's like green, like sort of smoke, some sort of gas, exiting the ship, and you can see
Yeah.
like a few dead CIS, sort of humanoid.
Yeah, sort of human, and I got the gas mask things on, so you already know like something
Right,
is going
but,
down
like,
there.
all of the ones that were dead didn't have the mask on, and they also had like this like sort of weird green yellowish
Tint to
color
them, yeah.
on their skin, but it didn't look natural. So I think that's more of like because of
Yeah, I
the gas.
thought about too. Actually, is it a just type of their race that they're yellow, or is it because of the toxin that we
Probably because
know now that
I don't know.
probably brought that?
On the second watch, we kind of looked more closely at the skin, and it kind of looked more unnatural. So I think they are not actually like a species with yellow skin. I think this is literally like the gas or whatever. Yeah, dude. I think we're gonna see some Clone Boys in the next episode.
Oh yeah.
hopefully.
Hey, what up, Maximus?
Hey, what's up, Maximus? Welcome.
Velo. Who's
Oh,
that?
who's that?
Boa, do you know that person? No. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Figured.
No, but yeah, like they have the CIS logo on it. The ship itself did not really have any markings except for the fact that it kind of looks. It looks either sort of Republic or it's just a random sort of ship that they just used for whatever purpose.
Another brutal scene though.
At least not droid CIS.
When they go into the ship, the girl straight up gets shot in the back, and then we got the scene where we got the blow darts on the guy. Holy crap, man! That was a lot of them.
Right,
that was,
that's the other thing again.
Pretty
like,
brutal way to go.
Yeah, like girl checking out the crash site, dude, like who everyone sort of thought was dead, like getting up, seeing her, and his first reaction is
straight up
shoot her,
execute,
and like literally just blasts her right in the chest. She's dead instantly, like gone. Kid just died on screen, and they didn't even like show a different shot. Like they straight up showed it.
Yeah, definitely.
What if they were developing a clone targeting plague and their research went haywire? Well, I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, they might have been up to some shady shit, but I mean, the shuttle was definitely shot down because that thing was burning and like definitely crashing. So I don't think it was like necessarily the gas causing the crash. I think the gas just spread because the ship was damaged and everything involved.
Makes sense.
Yeah, death by 1,000 darts. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
The guy went down, he had so
pretty
many
brutal.
darts in him. You could have considered him as a porcupine. Like that guy was well done.
Oh yeah.
No, but that was really nice. And then Andor decides to get in the ship himself.
Get in the ship. Yep. Goes ham on everything basically.
Yep. And also, yeah, like he sees his reflection in like the clean inside of the control panels, and I think it's like probably the first time in a while he's seen himself like the way
It must be in a while, like, because it can't be the first time. I mean, it must be
No,
water
yeah.
or something. But yeah,
Right.
definitely
No,
that was a
obviously
thing
water
for him.
or something, but like
Yeah,
as a clean and just like stable reflection.
and I mean, if you're not used to it, a room full of metal and screens and everything
Right.
like that must
Yeah.
make you go
I mean, he
crazy.
probably
Like, what
doesn't
the
know
hell
what
is this?
technology really is.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and like the childhood stuff also kind of explains something nicely of like why Andor's English is like not as good in a sense, because he literally was not speaking that language.
It's a second
when he was a
language, I
kid.
guess, right?
Yeah.
No.
And
Makes sense.
and yeah, and I
Yeah.
mean then he gets then we see that what's her name again? Old lady.
Oh
June from Harry Potter.
Bitch.
yes, Marva.
Marva, yes, Marva. And her
I pulled
husband.
it up. This.
Yeah, I had no clue.
Um,
before,
Yeah, Marva and her husband enter the thing, or we see them enter the
Yep.
ship, and they're sort of collecting stuff, which also is interesting because the crash isn't that long ago, and they're already on site.
They are,
So
yeah.
it is
Like
interesting.
they were already in the area right there, or already doing something.
I
with
honestly
that
think
ship,
they
maybe.
might have been part of the convoy or whatever that was, because I mean I think that because people are like wondering like, okay, why is he like leaving the planet? Like the whole like being on the part of the CIS side hasn't happened yet. I think it's about to come because Marva is probably part of the CIS.
Yeah, could very well be. Yes.
Yeah. So, but they sort of pick him up. They knock him
Take him
out.
with him. Yeah, knock
Yep.
him out. Take him with him. I mean,
Right
Kinda have
after
to.
they hear
when they get the message, right?
yeah, like the Republic frigate inbound.
That I mean,
Two
that I
hours
thought
later.
that was where you're gonna go
That
straight
was
away, but
definitely
yeah.
a oh yeah moment.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm still interested why it's a Republic frigate, because those are not your like ship of choice for dropping off.
Yeah.
My reaction also every morning when I
Yeah.
stick myself in the tub.
Damn you must smash the whole bathroom down like every day.
I don't have any
yeah.
mirrors. In
Yeah,
my
you
house.
like you see him enter the bathroom. You hear like a lot of smacking. You're about to go to the bathroom, then you're like, oh nope, turn around, walk away.
The rest of the family have to knock him out and take him away again. Like every day, it's
Yeah, but
Oh,
all of
God.
that is like
Yeah.
interesting, and also Marva saying like a Republic officer dead, which all of the ones that we've seen on the crash site were definitely separatists. They had the CIS
Mhm.
logo, so I think there's more to this whole crash than we see so far.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit. No.
Stop hiding it.
At the same time.
We're arguing over this question.
What's CIS? CIS is the Confederacy of Independent Systems. So it's the battle droid side
Yes.
in the prequels, or whatever Strike is talking about. The CIS are the bad guys in the prequels.
Now, I think we
Confederacy of
should move
Independent
a little bit into. I mean, Bix's character obviously is a big part of
Systems.
Cassian getting to meet Luther,
No.
right? Which
Mhm.
is hey, what's up? Yeah, that's definitely a big thing right there. The box that he stole.
Oh yeah, that's very important.
Yeah, very important, I would say.
Like, some people.
I'm gonna explain it more in detail sometime. Hey,
Oh,
Brian,
nice, Mo. Come on.
If you wanna join too, I know you've enjoyed.
Hell yeah!
it
Please
too.
come up and.
Let me know in Discord, and I'll
Here he has it.
would be happy to have you on.
Perfect. Mold's hopping in too, I think. So yeah, let's get on. And that's also to say, I mean, people are welcome on the stream. We would usually let people know in front of happy. If you ever want to join, just shoot us a
You're
message.
starting to
And
sound like a separatist.
yeah, we'll be happy to have people on these streams. That's what they're for.
Yep.
Click streams for everyone.
What the click's all about.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Okay. Yeah. So and that's pretty much wrapping up the childhood timeline, then they fly away into the sunset. Happy ending.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. We should probably move into the part where, Dex is a big part of it, with Cassian getting to meet Luther. Obviously, he's on the planet. He needs to get off. Shit is going down, right?
Yeah.
He's scrambling for money. Dex is obviously somebody he's gone to before to sell some dodgy stuff. And they talk about the client, right? And he's coming, pretty much. Well,
Yep.
at first he's not, but then all of a sudden he is.
Yeah,
Right.
probably because he found out who it is, and it's like, yeah, I gotta.
Can anybody tell me what exactly it was that he wanted to sell? Was it navigation, or was it an ID system for a ship?
Essentially,
It's like a
it's
clean
a
navigator
unit
or
that
something.
allows you to see Imperial checkpoints, so
Exactly.
you're able to avoid
Pass
them.
through them, right? Or avoid them?
Pass through
Okay, yeah.
/ avoid them. And it's brand new. It's not been plugged in yet,
Yeah,
so
it's like brand new,
Valuable.
it's pretty valuable.
untampered.
Exactly.
Because it's they say like it was manufactured in like or it's only held in the shipyard of something, which sounds like an Imperial like high end facility.
Yeah.
Which is
Scary
not
place.
easy to get into. And we got Maul.
Hey, Mo, welcome.
I made
Good
it.
to have you, mate.
Another
Could
member
it-
of the Plague.
At this
You
point,
want to sell a first edition Blue Eyes White Dragon. Exactly. Yes.
what's that planet called? Lothal?
Oh, yeah, I love Lothal.
Fall.
Because that's where they were building the TIE Defenders, wasn't it?
The Intercept,
Yeah.
right? Defender or Interceptor? I don't remember. It was
No,
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 the Defender.
Oh, Defender.
It was the scary ones because they wanted to get rid of those because if they had a legion of those, they would not win a war
Yeah,
against
Braun was interested in that project. 'Cause those
that was-
projects-
So, yeah.
Thrawn's a big project.
But we're getting off track. And
Yeah, from when we know that he's looking for the client is coming
Right.
there. Basically, we're skipping a bit of the stuff with the agents where the outside agents come in to
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
no.
and
Yeah.
exactly, and they're getting ready to do stuff.
Right.
Basically, force or pushing that agent more to be more go after him and go do the right thing. So,
Yeah.
or as they say, the right thing, and to do it.
right.
Doing it for the
At
corporate.
the same time, because all of the planets that are like in their like sort of area of I guess whatever, like where their area of like their
Jurisdiction.
control area is. Like,
Yeah.
they have like a few planets, and the one that Andor is on is technically not in it, so they're kind of stretching their
They're not supposed to be.
their reach in the sense of where they can enforce the Empire's rules, at least on their own. So I think that's also, especially because the mission failed in the end, I think that's also might be
Pretty badly.
That's an
Yeah,
understatement
badly.
of how bad of a failure this is.
So yeah, from there we get to the meeting. Luther and Cassian, they meet.
Yep.
Another great encounter in the
Great
dodgy-looking
dialogue,
shed
great acting.
factory wherever the hell they are where they meet. It's great. Like first it goes from just trying to sell the box towards from like I know everything about you,
Yeah,
and there's something more going on there. Which he totally flips out, as I recall. Like it's like, how do you know him? And
Well,
it's just,
I mean, he flips
Yeah.
out because he was like, Andor is like, oh, you don't want to get caught with it, and he's
Yeah.
like, oh, they'll hang me in the town square,
right? Yeah.
like your father, and then he's
Yeah.
like,
What?
how do you know that? And then he's like flipping out. I mean, that's a pretty
Yeah, it makes sense that he flips out, but it's a crazy
Yeah.
encounter for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Then
Yeah.
we realize that he's not interested in the box at all, but he's there for him.
And we also find out in that scene that Andor's got some drip in his weapon selection because he's rocking a Briar pistol, which some people might know from the older games with like Kyle Katarn, and also from the newer games with Battlefront 15. The Briar pistol was a nice one with the secondary fire as well.
I don't know much about all the guns and the pistols, but I do know that I like that one with the twisty thing on it. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very
I do
nice.
remember
Yeah.
Kyle Katarn's version.
Yep. And And Lufin's gun is also quite nice. His blaster, it's like kind of yeah. It sort of looks like just pressed in version of a Western 34 kind of.
Yeah.
Just like a bit more compact, a bit more beefy, not as long and thin. But yeah, sounds of the blasters as well.
Right.
Really nice.
Man, and what great action in that shot. I mean, everything is basically exploding, ripping off the ceiling.
Yeah, all those chains. Like,
yeah, the chains and
everywhere.
everything. Some kind of factory where they're in. Yeah, super awesome.
Oh,
Trying
also,
to get the box like 3 times in a row where you almost get killed. Man,
and also Lufin is killing it so far in terms of like appearance. When he first was walking through the street with like his Praetorian
cane or something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he totally looked like a guy that was like just rocking a cheap like Jedi costume, like sort of, you know,
like a Star Wars pimp, man. He was rocking that stuff. Yeah.
But then also him like putting some charges on the doors on his way in, and then like pressing the charges, the doors explode, and then one of the guards just like sort of like trembles and falls to the ground because like everything around this guy just blew up.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize someone was in that boba helmet, and it moved and freaked me out. Yeah, what do you think I'm doing here? I'm like essentially being held hostage.
Oh hell yeah!
You're a bounty.
I love boba.
Okay.
Dude,
so yeah, I mean,
though it's been great so far. The guy playing Luthen, I felt like he's a great addition.
Really good, man. Yeah, really good. So the agents go to the town and basically it goes on lockdown. Like not just by the agents, but also by the people who live there. Everything gets shut down. They're all kind of
standing together. Like when they break into Marva's home, like on their way out, like everyone's like, "Hey, Marva's like an old."
You already know what's ready. Yeah, leave her alone. Like, what's going on? Exactly.
Like standing together, like not taking it, and like also working together with like the whole noise thing of like.
Yeah, that's where I was going because that is one of the. I mean, that's something we gotta touch on. That whole sound thing with what she says, where it's like the bang and when it stops. So that's.
Oh, it was even before that. Like when the security guards left her place, like all the village, like.
Yeah.
All the townspeople.
Yeah, you can see him rile up. Yeah, exactly.
You're assaulting an old woman. What is wrong with you?
Right.
She did nothing wrong. And then that's when the banging started.
And the banging starts, and that is. I mean, that's.
They were like,
that was so good though.
This. You guys are banging an innocent woman. Whether she's innocent or not.
Right. And like
they were like, no, you crossed the line. You're not supposed to be here. You are crossing a line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick, yesterday, who's also part of the clique, he mentioned yesterday, and we see something that I didn't actively notice yet, but about the sound design of like the noise of like everyone hitting like metal and stuff. It is not in sync, at least not perfectly. Like it's like slightly different timing. Because I mean that's realistic. Like there are like people all over the city, so they wouldn't like exactly at the same time hit it. And it just like adds that sort of realism and like even more pressure, honestly.
Even more eerie, like to listen to.
Sounds just slightly off sync. And then it stops.
It stops, and you can see him freaking out. And who wouldn't freak out, like in a city of people who basically want to murder you if they get the chance. And then all of a sudden it's silence. Now then that takes us also to Mr. Creeper and Dex. That scene, definitely something I did not expect. I mean, she gets taken and beaten pretty hard. Obviously, he wants to stand up for her, but
to the head, like very hard. Like, he's bleeding. And
they basically cover up.
Yeah,
and of course he wants to help her, but you can see it coming. It's like, man, don't do it. Like, don't take that step.
Yeah.
And
although I must say, like at first I was also like, what are you doing? But then I was like thinking about it again. I mean, it is his girlfriend, I mean, he loves her. Like he sees that she's bleeding, so obviously, like even if there are police, I think even in real life, I mean, I've even seen like some videos, like people in that scenario don't think realistically.
No, I get that.
Their loved one being hurt, and they just like, all right, I gotta help them. Like, I don't care what are you doing. I'm going there. I'm going to help her. And unfortunately,
And it's his own fault because
security
he
guard was a bit too
basically
trigger happy.
he fueled that whole fire. So that's the sad part about it. Like, and he's the one who gets shot also. I mean, that's welcome.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. But it's still sort of like,
Another thing though in this series did I not expect that he just gets slammed down like that. It's
I
like,
mean, literally,
phew.
also just shot and dead. Like eyes open, cam on him falling. Like there is no hiding from this reality.
And then Dex's reaction once he gets freed is just so sad.
Yeah.
It's like
It's really
struggling
sad.
to get to him. He's
They
lying
left
there
her-
like, oh my
they
god.
left her there, like
Yeah. Damn.
attached to that wall thing. And she literally probably had to watch his dead body for like I don't know how long. And then
Pretty
like
heavy.
I don't know who the other two are. I don't know if it's like her father / her brother, the two.
Oh, I
Like,
can't
the
really
older guy
remember.
and the younger boy that like save her sort of then.
Yeah.
I think they're somewhat related, like family wise.
They're at least friends. I know that
at least
Andor
friends,
talked to
yeah.
the older guy with the curly hair.
Right. But yeah, like everything just feels very human. The
Yes.
emotions are very human.
I talk about emotions. Again, there's the officers realizing what's gone down, how many people died, and then just standing there, like you can see him like taking it all in. Damn.
Yep. And like the
look on his face says it all.
Is like second in command, like sort of like still running around, like we need an evac, like fully like in the moment of like
fully committed,
getting his men out of there, and like sort of like, sir, we have to go, and like he's not reacting, and like literally like screams in his face, like, sir, we have to go.
Yeah.
He was in shell shock mode. He was still stuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
shocked. That's the correct word.
Affected.
He was all taking it in, standing there and just holy crap, what just happened?
And I've seen that. That's
very, very good. Yeah, very, very good.
And also the whole like decoy maneuver of the bigger speeder being the decoy with all the explosives.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Also, it's just smart decision making in the show. You know, the characters make smart decisions. Like both sides make smart decisions because on the one hand you have the security force who are like obviously at first like searching in the areas where Andor could be because he has like family / friends there, and then they have more information about where they exactly are, and then they set up like an ambush, but then like sort of Andor and Luthen are like pretty much expecting that and like are aware of it and like try to seek a different way. So it's like both sides just keeping on trying to outsmart the other one in a realistic way, and it's
and that's the big thing, I think, in a realistic way.
Yeah.
Feels real, feels nasty actually, the show.
Yeah.
And that's great. I mean, and then obviously we go to the point where they leave. He has to make the choice. Yep. Do I leave? Do I stay? He leaves his mom behind though.
Should I stay or should I go now?
Yeah, exactly. Must have been tough, but he had no choice, obviously.
Yeah, then Marva, the scene with Marva crying, I think kind of encapsulates that she just kind of realizes like, yeah, Andor needs like,
he's not coming back here.
Like, not coming back ever.
No.
And like with her sitting in his room with all of his stuff, his toys being destroyed by the security force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew. And that was the 3 episodes, I guess. I mean,
yeah,
it was great. Full on enjoyed it, and can't wait till the next one, obviously. And I also feel like these first 3 episodes, I don't want to say prologue, but it leads into something where, again, now they leave with each other, where it's going to open up into a broader story.
Right.
Which, man.
Because, like, I think none of us are denying it's definitely, like, there's not really, story-wise, there's not very anything going on. It's literally, like, everything establishing the characters.
And that's but that's important to the story,
No,
though.
that's absolutely important. And, I mean, I absolutely love it for that. I'm a sucker for, like, world building. Especially in Star Wars, I love when it's done well and it makes sense. Like the stuff with the corporation and like not wanting the Empire to go. Like I love that kind of stuff to flesh out the logistic of the universe and how it functions. Yeah, overall, I think what I'm really in love with is just the feel of the show.
Yeah, man. Yeah, me
good.
too.
Feels Star Wars. and I'm all for it.
I kind of brings in a lot more of the ethical debate too of those corporate police not being necessarily empire, but not necessarily rebels either. You know.
No.
Well, I mean, they're angry
with the empire.
I have one more question about Andor for you guys. So this is, I mean, I thought it was interesting. Previous Star Wars shows that we've seen, especially from Disney, whether they're good or bad doesn't really matter. It's about usually these shows get, or at least maybe not get carried, but at least build up on showing a character that we already know, like Luke, like Vader, like any big character from Star Wars. Now, in the beginning of these shows, usually the fact is like the talk is like who's going to show up or who are going to put in there. Even though I've heard almost nothing about anything of that in this show because it's so good. Do you guys think that they're going to show somebody, and would you even want to? That is my question.
That's a really good question, because I think the only rumor of a bigger character or known character to show up, and I think casual fans won't even know that one, is that I heard that or that there was at least a rumor of Commander Fire showing up in Andor, in what capacity, whatever, which would obviously be Tamora Morrison. But yeah, I think overall, even the director has said there's no it's about the story there, and no real cameos. There's he said no fan service. I get what he's trying to say.
The fan service thing is it's just about, are we going to see characters that we already know and are big things?
There are not going to be a lot of cameos, which I get what he's trying to say, because which
I think is great, because this means already
technically, if you want to see it that way, Phase 2 Clone Troopers would be fan service, and we're getting that. So
okay, but you know what I mean, right?
I get what he's trying to say. But,
I feel like the story doesn't depend on any character showing up to carry it, which is a great thing. And I don't even personally, I don't, as it stands right now, and it keeps going like this, I don't need any characters that I know are big characters from Star Wars in there. I'd actually rather not.
Sergeant Melshi may show up from Rogue One, and I would be all right with that, because he was a little explored character. To develop more through this, and it would make sense
I could see that.
for the story.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, Commander Fire, I mean, I don't know. I've heard that a while ago, so I don't even know if that's still up to date. But I mean, I could see that being the commanding officer on in that clone flashback. I mean, imagine a shock trooper with a pauldron and a comma just walking up in front of all the white clone troopers and being like, "Y'all fucked up." But no, overall, I'm excited for just the small stuff. I'm excited for seeing clone troopers. I'm excited for seeing the Death Troopers again, because we literally watched Rogue One a day before Andor, and troopers are still so badass and awesome. Excited.
I mean, definitely. Just excited to see where the story will take us at all. It's great. I'm looking forward to it. I think we all agree on that.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, we have two more with another big one. I don't know if you guys mind. We can move on to Lord of the Rings. Rings of Power.
Yep.
Interesting. Maybe if you excuse me, I have to run downstairs 2 seconds. Start it off, I would say. I'll be right back.
All right. Sounds good. Who has seen Rings of Power here on the panel? Everyone, right?
I think
everyone here.
Yeah, Average has also watched. Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah, we've all watched it.
Yeah. Also, very much enjoying the show so far.
Yes.
It's Rings of Power was honestly more of a stretch that I would enjoy than Andor, and not because I don't like Lord of the Rings, because I love Lord of the Rings, but because they did a really poor job at advertising it. I think their advertisement has been so bad that I was legitimately scared for life that this show would be horrible. But it's been really good. Nothing, no bullshit. I think the only thing that I've been ever critical about is that the male elves don't have long hair.
Yeah, they don't look
Yeah, I think that's the only thing. Literally, I'm pretty much in love with everything else.
Yeah.
That's funny. You mentioned advertising. The only place that I've even really seen anything about Rings of Power through advertising, I've seen a few Amazon vans that have like a big ass graphic posted on the side.
Oh,
of
yeah,
Galadriel.
They have some of those on the packages.
It's like
as
the
well.
only thing I've seen though. So it's just really funny when I
Yeah.
see one.
Yeah, like it was kind of a time back, like when it was like still far off the release. They had like some sort of like Lord of the Rings fans react to the Rings of Power trailer or something, and it was just so obvious they like those were not fans. It was just too obvious, and I think at this point they were just trying to sort of bait like the like toxic Twitter audience to believe that this show would be bullshit, like their kind of bullshit of like politics and ideologies and shit. Uh, which in the end it isn't, at least has not been so far.
No, it's just more straightforward.
But yeah, in that
entertaining.
beginning phase, like everyone else was sort of like, no. But no. Thankfully enough, that is not the case.
Yeah. I'm wondering how long it's gonna go if it continues to be successful. Like how, because they could cover a lot, couldn't they?
There's a lot that it,
Yeah.
like.
I mean, how many episodes in total is it?
I really don't remember.
Because
Yeah,
I know
no
it's super
idea.
expensive.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm wondering how long they'll go, how successful it has to be for them to go, okay, we'll keep making it.
I think it's gonna be quite a few because right now it still feels like we're very in the beginning.
I think we're halfway through the season.
Really? You think it's only 6 episodes?
Well, like 8 episodes, I think.
I feel like 9 or 10, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
That sucks.
Yeah. When
But
is
at least like 10. It's like a
Yeah.
minimum. I feel like.
yeah.
Because these are long episodes, though.
They are 1 hour. Like they're
Like,
not messing around.
they-
They're 1 hour episodes, and it's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah, they're full on.
I guess it just depends on how long it's going to be till season 2.
True.
Depends how I feel
Yeah.
about that.
This is another show. The acting has been really good for certain parts. Like, really good.
Yeah, pretty much all the characters. I think Galadriel is like real, like so frighteningly similar to how she like is in Lord of the Rings / The Hobbit. Like to the actress. I mean, they're not the same actress, so
Right.
it's frightening how well it's believable that that's the same person. Or like honestly, you don't question it at all. I think.
No.
But yeah.
Yeah, I just pulled up
Elrond
the
with
cast
short hair is
list.
just weird.
Most of those actors are not very big names, but they've all been.
Yeah.
mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Durham.
Yeah. Doing
This last episode, I
love
really
the
liked.
whole. I mean, the elvish dwarf dynamic is one of the funniest and like most heartwarming ones in the franchise. I feel like.
Especially this last episode.
Yeah. And they nailed the interaction aspect, the humor,
Yeah.
like the rivalry.
Can you say that again?
Yeah.
One more time. I want to make sure I'm hearing this right.
Oh no. Yo, what? Avila's dad was in the chat. Yep, the legend was in the chat.
Welcome to Star Wars Nerds.
Yep, but yeah. What else is there? I like the sort of mythical explanation sometimes, like in the beginning of like the elves entering Middle Earth and like the whole reason of like because of Morgoth.
Oh yeah, they were battling.
That was nice.
Melkor, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and also like the good elf, like and his standoff against the Balrog. and like
and how Mithril
putting
was
all his
created
energy in the tree, like those like sort of like cinematics were very nice.
Mhm.
close to the power of the Silmaril.
Yeah,
I'm back.
Welcome back, you Dutchman.
and it's it also like the cues are just very understandable for the audience because like for instance when Durin was like talking about that new metal and like he was like sort of saying it and then he was like yeah in your language it would be like something like
Mithrad.
mitral or something and like
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
everyone's like ha
No.
I know what it is.
Exactly.
Mithril, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, in our language, it would be Mithril. And then he gives him the piece, the shard. Sounds like your cat is craving something there, Mo.
She's already had treats. So,
Well, I don't think that's what she wants.
Oh no.
So yeah, Lord of the Rings. Where are we at? What do you guys talk about?
We pretty much
We've slowly been glossing
Covered
over
the
it.
whole thing. Nice.
yeah, we covered the whole thing.
no.
No,
we just-
we're
the
still like
length
kind
of
of in
the
the
film.
general time of like great acting, cinematography is nice.
It
What do you
looks
think
real
of,
good.
so what are your
Story-
thoughts on Meteor Man?
Hmm?
Meteor
That is a
Man.
good one, right?
Meteor Man. Oh,
Yeah.
Meteor Man and Frodo's sister.
Is it the cat
Um,
or Boba?
Yeah, who knows? Meteor Man, interesting. Any takes on who he might be? I mean, we all know things that has been said: Sauron, Gandalf.
yeah.
I know all the
I
people
don't
are
I
all
don't
like,
them
think
off,
he's
dude.
Sauron.
Yeah, I love this because everybody's like, "Oh no, man, it's not this and that."
I mean, it's safe to say, especially after the last episodes, that he definitely has magical powers. I think we
Yeah.
can agree on that.
I mean,
Yeah.
from the moment that he awoken, so to say, we see
Yeah.
that he pretty much has,
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
speaks the dark tongue right from
Yeah.
the bed. That's the thing that, yeah,
yeah. And it's interesting to see because like the halflings obviously treat him with a lot of love and like well because I mean that's kind of what
not at first. I mean,
well okay no I don't mean like all of them but like what's
she
her name?
does. Yeah, Frodo's sister. Yes,
Yeah, exactly.
she does for sure.
Yeah, but he sort of like starts to discover something dark in him. Like first it was like sort of him being like, no, but I killed
He's a
those,
clean
like,
slate, right?
fireflies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like,
He
I'm
wakes up
good.
as a clean slate, basically. So that's the interesting thing. We talked about this before in the Discord, where he's neither good or evil at this point. Like
Yeah,
he's
at the
actually
beginning,
like
he's just neutral.
exploring these things and figuring out what is good,
Yeah,
what
he's
is
like
not
an
good,
infant
bad, evil. Yeah, that's very interesting.
with very, very dark abilities.
I couldn't tell you who he is yet. I mean, nor do I have the knowledge deep into Lord of the Rings to tell you what kind of character he would be. I mean, Gandalf would be the obvious answer if you ask me now, at this point, but we can
Yeah,
go
that's
anywhere.
breaking the
Design
books
wise,
and
I'd
stuff.
say.
Because Gandalf technically doesn't come over until Third Age and on a boat.
That's what I
with
mean.
everybody else.
Yeah.
So it depends on how much they want to break canon and rewrite things.
Yeah,
They seem to be kind of want
I don't
to
think they
stay
are going
pretty much true to it, right?
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
at least the
I
main
really don't
lines
think they're
they
going
follow.
to change what's already
No.
predetermined or pre-dictated. Because that's all Third Age stuff, The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. We're currently in the Second Age.
Yes.
So that's like technically thousands of years. However, I'm not sure what they're doing with the timelines by condensing it. So it's hard to say with stuff.
Now we have another character, which we have discussed about, the one that the orcs speak of. I can't figure out the name right now. The
Your
one we
father?
see in the camp. The one, yes, exactly. The one that we see in the camp.
Yeah,
First
it's
thought was maybe Sauron again, but
The
I
name
said
of
from the
power.
bed,
yeah,
it seems
sort of
too
the whole
easy.
thing.
And in the
Yeah.
last episode, yes, right, exactly. We got a little turnaround on that, right? Not
Right.
really
His
an
name's
answer.
Sauron.
At
He
least
seemed
like
offended.
reaction wise, it doesn't seem like it is him because the one dude was like, "Are you Sauron?" And like
Yeah.
he was like he almost
He
felt
didn't like that.
no
Yeah, he
he didn't
attacked
like
him.
it, and he almost like it the way he reacted was sort of like, how dare you like even compare me to like
Yeah, he seemed offended.
excellence of Sauron, you know, sort of in that way, like just being that good, like just completely following his master servant,
Mhm.
sort of not worthy of this name, and like that kind of like that vibe was what I got from him being mad about that. But who knows? I think Vor had an idea of like it being that dark elf.
Eel, I think I said his
Yeah,
name.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it could be very likely him because he takes place during the Second Age. And just the way he's acting, how he hates the light and stuff. He wants
That's
it
an
to be
interesting
dark.
discussion that he had with the orc, like right on the edge of the forest, where basically leaving behind the sun, like you said. Once I felt his warmth, and now it's gonna be
Right.
gone.
Yeah, he wants
Um,
the orcs
Which is
to.
also something why I don't think it's Sauron, because
Yeah.
Sauron never really had this sort of side of him being like sort of good and then turned bad. Like I don't think he would have those memories
No.
of warmth.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
Sauron's ever
So
been good
I think
in
that
any
already
capacity.
kind of disqualifies him.
I think Sauron's always been evil.
Yeah.
And don't forget the way that Aaron there reacted to seeing him for the first time in a camp. Like he realizes he's elf. He's like, "Where did you come from?" Like, basically, what the hell is going on? What is this dude doing here? This is weird.
And I mean, the
Which is
thing with
interesting.
Sauron sort of is, I mean, we've seen it once already in like sort of the prologue, in full armor as
Yes.
we love him.
Yeah.
And I mean, other than that and other things, he's been more depicted as this like elvish figure, way bigger, but as this elvish figure, like white hair, very like what do you say? Like royal looking, very clean, just like very like perfectly aligned, but cold. I mean, that's kind of how he's been depicted when he's not in the armor.
Mm.
Like kind of that contrast of like that pure evil, but so quote unquote beautiful.
He had two forms.
Right, but like as his like elvish form.
That would be his. Yeah, that's his. What do they call it? Keep talking. I'll remember it.
But so I don't think that we've seen Sauron except for that one prologue thing yet.
Yeah, the giant.
No, I don't think either. And I think they're not just gonna show him like that.
Yeah, because that's his Maya form, or his
Mhm.
Maya form, which is the same as Gandalf and Sauron. They're all the same race. It's just he was taught by a lot of
Yeah, and I also don't feel like Sauron would be in those lower tier camps with orcs. Apart from the fact that he's too small.
When he's in battle, probably.
No, like like leading the legions totally, but like in those.
That's later on though.
Yeah, I don't think he would be in those preparation camps.
No, he doesn't care. He wouldn't be down in there unless he's like hunting for something.
Yeah, that's another thing that I thought too. Like he wouldn't just be there.
No, he wouldn't be down in the trenches like that.
Yeah, and
so
the other interesting thing is the like sword with like the
Yes.
sign of Mordor.
Yes. Holy crap! That's
the
something.
Mordor blade.
Yep. That is
Great, great thing. Like Lord of the Rings vibes is at any moment when that sword gets pulled out, they give you this dark, freaking eerie feel, which I think is so good.
Yeah.
Also,
Especially
the
when he
moment.
stabs it into his arm and the blood
Yeah,
starts like.
Yeah.
yeah, it's so good.
It has this like weird like screeching sound with
Mhm.
fire and like
Yeah, like it's burning and it's like.
The
taking
same thing is
shape.
when he's in the village and the farmer guy goes to him like, "You stole my sword, right?" And he's like, "You know what it's for?" And he's coming and Sauron, and
Yeah.
it's like the fight
Yeah.
changes so bad.
It's
It's so
like-
good, man. Love
like
that.
it totally gave me off like just the vibes of like pure evil, like or like those like evil followers.
Yep.
You know, kind of like like our true lord, he's coming.
Yeah,
Alright, and better be prepared. Like I'll let you know. Like just follow me.
exactly. Very good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's so
later
much,
on, like,
man.
he's full in. Like
Yep. Then we got Hellbrand. Very, very interesting character. We meet him on the raft, obviously. I mean,
Yep.
we're just skipping back and forth in this.
I know, but
it's a little late to the party to talk about this because it's been going for
He
a while.
could potentially be a future Ringwraith or potentially an Oathbreaker, the king for the Oathbreakers.
I mean, as far as we know,
yeah,
it's King of the South, right? Or at least that's what they're aiming at.
Yep. Oh, so you think he might be the
Well, if they have Isildur and Elendil already, he's potentially capable of being the Oathbreaker.
right? Oh, yeah, and then he would be the leader of the Ghost Army.
Exactly.
Ha! I like that. Yeah,
I mean, there's so
which
much
king you were
potential.
talking about?
Or
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
also thought about maybe. I mean, that's also sort of a stretch, but maybe the Witch King.
Well,
Because he's like-
that's what I was saying. He could be one
Yeah.
of the Nazgul.
Yeah, because
And that is so great.
Witch
That-
King, but
That's we're gonna see the
but I feel
characters that go
he would just
Nazgul
be
or Witch
one of
King.
the Nazgul. Like
Yeah.
he's such a primary character. Like I feel like if he was one of the Nazgul, probably the Witch King. But right now, he is like the freaking embodiment of like a once upon a
Aragorn.
time Aragon.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I mean, from the bed we've been calling him Aragon's granddaddy. It's like
Especially
Yeah.
later in
the look,
last
the hair.
in the last episode with the armor on the horse. Like if you would not like pay attention too much, you could literally like see that being Aragon. Like
And we get to know some interesting dark backgrounds about him in the last episode, which is damn.
yeah. Once upon a time,
He doesn't want to go back. That is.
once upon a time,
done
actually
some
serving the
cool-
Dark Lord.
Yep. He said something about you don't even want to know what I've done.
But,
So,
but I
yeah.
also like Galadriel's like response with like everyone has a past. Like it matters what you do now, or like I mean that's not exactly what she says, but along the lines of that.
Yeah. Numenor and Galadriel's exchange in terms of how they react to each
Oh,
other
yeah.
is pretty heated either way, which is nice.
Yeah. They want to get rid of her.
I like that. Yeah, like you get the typical, basically, you got this from the elves, but they want it for themselves and they turn it on the elves. It's interesting, which they basically stated in the last episode again, where it's like we're just doing this so. We have a bigger claim on land also in the south, right? Strong allies to take over Numenor for themselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very good. And the scene, what we see, where she sees the flood of.
Oh, that was pretty.
Oh yeah.
That looks so good. The flood of Numenor. It was pretty insane, man. Because they opened up with that in the what was it? Third episode, I want to say.
Yeah.
So when you see it, you don't know that if it's actually like a vision
if
of
it's
the
actually
future
real
or
or
not,
not.
and it's like, damn, yeah. I was kind of let down at first when I noticed that it wasn't real, and then it made sense afterwards because of
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm curious on the fall of Numenor and it's sinking to the sea. Because excuse me. Technically, right now the Earth is flat.
yeah, I've heard you say that. Yeah.
What?
What? Flat Earth?
No.
Yeah, technically, right now, Middle Earth is a flat disk.
Have you been hanging out with Kanye too much?
Yeah,
And then Numenor attacks the Valar, and then
I'll be honest, I don't know about all that. Like you're more into that and the lore of the Lord of the Rings, I guess. So
well,
you
just
would
the
know.
whole point of Lord of the Rings is to some of that stuff.
that is the true vision.
Oh, yeah.
of Tolkien. He wanted
It's
to
good.
make
It's
everyone
good that you
believe
know.
the Earth is flat,
Yes.
exposed.
But yeah, after they attack the Valar, or try to, that's when the god, I think that's when Eru is like, "Nah, screw you guys," and then he like sinks Numenor, and then he makes the whole planet a planet because he makes it impossible to go to the Valar again. He separates the
I see.
the stuff. Yeah,
Damn.
and that's when the whole world becomes a planet.
Wait, who does this?
Eru, the creator of everything, God,
What
essentially.
a douche.
Essentially, God.
What a dick. Okay, so
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you think about it, he the god is sort of like he's sort of like throwing in his like play toys, like like kind of with like the wizards, like all right, let's send a wizard.
yeah,
here.
that's what
Let's
media here, media there.
create a dark like being here, Like, kind of playing like with his simulation of the world.
So one thing I like really much about the show is the interaction between the elves and the dwarves.
Yeah,
The dwarves in particular are done very well. Another
Really
show,
Yeah.
just like Andor that we talked about, that they aced the humor
Yep.
in it, where it's
Yeah.
they're doing it at the right moments and with the right characters, which is
It's
great.
not a your mama joke or something.
No,
Fart
not
joke.
at all.
no,
It is the
It's just
typical
totally out of
bickering
place.
between elves and dwarves,
Right.
which is great.
yeah.
Um,
And again, I like the realism because, like, I mean, obviously, elves like live far longer than all of
Yes.
the other beings, essentially, and like kind of showing like that they also take in the world around them in that way that everything
Differently,
for them
yeah.
is sort of like
Yeah.
going by way faster.
which
So
they make
it was
us
like
realize.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, "What? Like we're friends? Like I visited you like last week, like sort of in that way, and then like you've
like
been
10 years
gone for,
ago.
like, how many years? Like
Yeah.
I missed everything. My wedding, like my children getting
Yeah.
born. Like
And that is great that they stopped on that because that makes you realize how they see the world differently. And
Yeah.
it's, yep.
Especially since Elrond is a half elf and half human.
hmm.
He chose the immortal path instead of his brother, which took the mortal path, which they talked about on Numenor.
When did they?
They showed in some of the paintings when they
I
were
gotta
talking
go
about
back.
the past and that Galadriel had known, Elrond and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
They're kind of
I'll have
talking
to go
about
back
that
and look
stuff.
at
Like
that.
she knew his brother and stuff.
Yeah, so I do remember that she said something like that.
Yeah, they discussed it a little bit about it. Elros, I think is his name. I can't remember correctly.
Okay.
And then
Cool.
the scene with the table just cracked me up.
Oh yeah,
Where-
the table.
yeah.
This
Table and the
table.
king.
You know how far down underground it is, and where it grows,
Oh,
and
rare.
how special and rare this is. We use
And
it
at
for
first I was like,
ceremonial
damn, he's just-
burials.
Yeah, like
he's
damn,
serious.
wow.
Like he's going in against the
He's
king like
yeah,
this.
he's
You
just
don't do
digging
this.
deep.
Yeah.
And then he's just like with Elrond alone. He's just like giggling. Like
Yeah, he's like laughing to himself. It's like everything you said wasn't true.
It's like wasn't that happy?
Nah, I
So.
fucking was
nah,
just
but
making that shit
my
up.
wife will be happy about the new kitchen table.
Yeah.
Eh, my wife has been bothering me for a new kitchen table. This will be great for her. I loved that. It was so awesome.
A nice
Oh,
inner
it's
conflict
awesome.
though from Elrond, where he has to decide whether he goes
Oh,
with the
yeah.
king and his people or his friend and the dwarves. Where it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's tough. Hard decision, right?
Yeah, and it's also nice being like seeing like he's really like conflicted about that whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then he decides to be a friend and just be honest about it to his
Yeah.
friend, and just because he was honest, like Durin was like, so I hold the fate of all the elves in my hand.
Yeah.
Can you
And
say
there they
that
go
one
again.
more time?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah. Say it again.
I like
Did
the
I
sound
hear
of
you
that.
right?
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
That was really good.
yeah, no, definitely can't wait for the next episode.
Yeah.
Because also, like
Yes.
now things really seem to start moving in a way of conflict, or at least moving.
Well, they're
actual
going
things.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going there at least now. We'll see what comes with that. Will they go
Also, the
straight into
orcs.
it, or will we get the journey? You know, like, or is something going to happen along the way? That's the
Yeah. Also,
That's
the
the
development
question.
of the orcs I found really nice because I mean, if you've read like a bit of Lord of the Rings, like it's sort of common knowledge that like orcs, for instance, like don't like they can't be out in the sunlight.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the special thing about the Urukai; they can with no problem. I mean, that was sort of like the game changer.
Yeah.
But like sort of them like kind of adapting in the sense of like when they kind of have to, they have like those like
The
towels
cloaks.
or like
Yeah.
stuff over their skin.
Mhm.
to
That's
shield
cool how
them.
you see them dig the tunnels and then have all the cloth stuff on
Right.
top and stuff like and then when it comes all down, you see them scatter and go like ah, yeah, it's pretty cool.
And one of my favorite scenes with the orcs is probably when the boy is like tries to escape, and it's like that one take of him like just like sneaking around from one cover, or it's when the elf finds him. Then it's that one take of like just finding cover, or going this way, or
Oh yeah,
going that way.
Mhm.
And it felt very Lord of the Rings, like
where you
very,
where you
very
hear the orcs bickering in the background at each other, where it's like we
Yeah.
gotta find him and where's the sword? He's the one who
Yeah.
lost it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like the orcs talked to each other and walked around looking. It felt very much like the same way like Lord of the Rings was shot with like
Yes.
Frodo and Sam, sort of like
Yeah, they
hiding
aced
from the
orcs. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
I really like that.
Yep.
Yeah, the practical orcs way better than CGI orcs.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I
Way
agree.
better.
Definitely
And they look good
more
too.
Lord of the Rings than the Hobbit, and
Yeah.
I'm happy about that.
That's very good.
I like the guy trying to escape the elf that was trying to escape and got shot by all the arrows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he got lit up.
It's like, how did you not expect them to have like ranged archers?
yeah. Like,
And there was
people
this thing too,
Like-
where the other elf, was already up there at the tree and pretty much looked around. And it's like, how did he not know that basically when you run up there, it's just a desolate place of nothingness and orcs that's going to shoot you.
Yeah.
And then he's like, during the fight, he's like, yeah, go for it. And you see him go for it. He just gets shot down. It's like, oh.
Yep. Yeah,
It's
the
a no
plan
man's land.
wasn't too great.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Which is great, by the way, because that's one of the things I remember of Lord of the Rings. You see I think with the Two Towers, especially, where they basically where the orcs go and put their base, everything gets demolished and blackened and dirty, and nothing grows there. And you see the exact same thing going on where they're tunneling through and making their way to the villages. It's great.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
destroying stuff.
Yep.
Yeah,
Destroying stuff for sure.
I think that is also like pretty much it in terms of Lord of the Rings. Or
Till the next episode.
until the next episode, yeah,
Yep.
which
Jessica
is
needs to
coming out
catch
Friday. So this
Friday.
week. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Friday
And
again,
next
looking forward
Andor
to it.
episode on
And
Tuesday.
Andor's what, Wednesday?
Tuesday
Yep.
night. Watch party.
Oh yeah, watch party.
Tuesday night, Wednesday morning for some people, you know.
Right. For us, Wednesday morning. For you guys, Tuesday night. Yep.
Or really, really early Wednesday morning, technically.
It's technically 3 a.m. for us. That's
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah. Well, we usually get the short end of the stick when it comes to the time difference, so we get to have a better time for us once.
Yeah.
I enjoy our watch parties.
Yeah, no, really do. And as I said,
watch parties are great. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
I really think we're gonna see some Clone Boys next episode.
And I'm so excited that now, like before,
Yeah.
I was kind of like, oh man, I wanted the clean one, but those
Right.
are the ones that are going to be in this, the perfectly clean, phase 2.
Yep,
So that'll be nice.
it's gonna be good.
We'll get some.
Yeah, I don't know
screen
if you guys want to. I have not watched the Game of Thrones prequel series
What's next?
I mean, yeah, that's interesting. I think me and Mol have seen it. Average, have you seen it?
I've only seen the first two, dude.
We should maybe put that on a stream when the other people from the clique, like Nick and stuff, who are
Yeah,
really into it.
Watched it and liked it a lot, so maybe we
Exactly. We'll keep it on the next one. I think it's also a good time to maybe know if there's anything else people want to touch on. Go ahead.
Oh, the Modern Warfare 2 beta is on right now, so I'm going to be hopping over on that after this.
Good shout out.
It's only this weekend, so if you're interested in Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah. No, I think you talked about a lot of good stuff.
Hell yeah.
I want to say, Star Wars community, get your shit together. We have some good stuff right now, so don't fuck it up by being like, this is boring.
Oh, hell no. We're just getting started on this. Yeah. We're just getting started on this Andor
I'm going to
stuff.
send Boba, right? And you don't want me to send Boba, do you? Nah, you don't.
I can't believe it kept on the helmet the whole time. Damn. That is something.
Boba, he doesn't.
I'll
that's
suit
true.
up myself and go help Boba if I have to too.
Nice. Nice.
No, this has been real nice. Again, if people want to be on this stream, we're probably gonna do this every week, maybe twice a week in the weekends. More than welcome to pop in.
Daytime and nighttime.
Yep.
We'll probably be a little bit better on announcing this stuff and more prepared. So yeah, so then when people want to get on, they can just shoot us a message. Again, this is what it's all about: watching stuff with a bunch of crazy people from the clique.
Yep. Indeed. All right. Well, I guess Maul's joining the bucket club.
Oh, there we go.
Indeed. Indeed. All right, since we're all assembled here, I'd say thank you everyone for watching. We've had actually quite a few people at some points in the chat.
Yeah, it's been great. Very nice.
So thanks for watching. It's been a great conversation, and we'll hope to see you all next time.
Hell yeah.
Whoops. Professional. All right, bye everyone. The power of the chin.